it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to be telling you the story of my Taylor Swift tattoo. I got it the day I turned 18. I asked you guys a couple videos ago if you guys would be interested in hearing the story, and you guys were like, yes, I would love to hear it. So here I am with my pumpkin chai latte. I'm literally obsessed with them, cannot stop drinking them. Anyways, so I wanted to sit down, I wanted to talk about it. I'm gonna go through the whole story with you. What made me want to get it? Obviously loving Taylor, but like, you know, I'm just gonna tell you that, guys, the whole story. So buckle up, sit back, get a snack, get a pumpkin chai, whatever your little heart desires, do it. And to start the story off, just to tell you how much I really wanted this tattoo, I despise needles. Like, I have a phobia of them. I hate them. I can remember me going to get blood work done like as a child, like a teen, and like leaving like this, like being so scared to even bend my arm afterwards. Like, it just gives me, it gives me the creeps. Like, I just, Okay, so this is why everyone around me was so shocked when I was about to turn 18 and I started telling people that I wanted a tattoo. Everybody looked at me like, I'm sorry, who are you? So, it was a couple months before I turned age 18. Age 18 is the legal age to get a tattoo in the United States. And I was kind of just reflecting on my life. And when you turn 18, there's a lot going on in your head. I was on my senior year of high school, and I was like, you know what? So much is happening, so much is changing. You know, I can do this and this now. Like, 18 is just one of those years that makes you think. So the months leading up to turning age 18, I actually was like, you know what? I want to get a Taylor Swift tattoo. And I always knew if I got a tattoo, it would be very personal to me. I absolutely love tattoos. I think that they are awesome, but just for me personally, I knew that I wanted it to be minimal, and I knew I wanted it to be like something of my own. So back in 2014, Taylor Swift sent me Christmas presents, and I can't believe that that still happened. And so I was one of the recipients of the Swift Miss packages, and on my card, Taylor wrote Rachel, and she drew a heart that ended up on my skin. So I started thinking, oh my gosh, what if I got the heart that Taylor drew for me tattooed on my wrist? Because in middle school, all these years, even in high school before I got my tattoo, I would wear a rubber bracelet on my right wrist specifically that was Taylor. I always wore one of the big, like, thick rubber red bracelets, and then it graduated to 1989 when it came out. So when I brought up the idea of getting a tattoo, I first asked my dad, because I knew that he's not the biggest fan of tattoos, and I didn't know how he was going to react. Yes, I could legally get one without my parents' permission. However, I love my parents so much, and I value their opinion. So I was like, hey, Dad, you're literally going to be so thrown off by this. Like, I remember saying that to him, and he's like, what? I was like, I really want to get a tattoo for my 18th birthday. I'm not asking anybody to pay for it. I'm just telling you, like, this is something I really want to do. And I had already made it up in my head that I wanted to do this, but then it was time to, like, ask the people that I love and I value their opinion, what they thought. So I asked my dad. He was like, wow, like, I'm kind of thrown off because I know, like, how much you hate needles. Like, you know, like, how a tattoo's done, right? I'm like, yeah, I do. And so my dad was like, well, what are you thinking of getting? And I'm like, I just want to get the heart that Taylor drew on my Christmas card tattooed on my wrist. That's all I want. Like, that's the only thing, and I know it would be so meaningful to me. And he's like, you've worn Taylor bracelets on your right wrist forever. He's like, I know Taylor's gonna be a constant in your life, and I know that she's not going away. He's like, if it was anything else, I might throw a little caution to the wind, but Taylor's not going anywhere. You have a very safe bet of getting a Taylor Swift tattoo and being so satisfied with it. He's like, I'm not saying it's my favorite thing you'll ever do. He's like, but I could see it for you, is pretty much what he said. So in that term, it was a yes from my dad. And so then I told my mom, and my mom was like, oh my gosh, like that's so cool. Like she was so supportive of it. She was like, oh my gosh, like show me what you're getting. She was so excited. So my 18th birthday rolls around, and I had scanned my card in from Taylor and I had it on my phone, so when I went to the tattoo parlor, I could just like email them the picture and they could like size it down, whatever. So I had it on my phone, and I was going to the mall with Bobby and a couple other people at the time. And I knew I wanted Bobby to go with me because she was like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe you're doing this. And Bobby has like so many tattoos now, and I love all her tattoos. And so she was like, yes, like definitely, I think I want to go with you. So we were at the mall and I was like, I'm gonna do it. Like I woke up that morning, I was like, I'm gonna do it, but I'm still scared. But like when we got to the mall, I was like, I'm doing it. So I remember going in the tattoo parlor. It was in the mall at the time. It had good ratings. So we went in there and I said, hi, I just turned 18. I want to get a tattoo. And they sized it down for me. And I don't know, you guys, it was the thing about it that I was so motivated in my head to get this tattoo that it didn't even like matter to me that it was gonna be done by a needle. I knew it was gonna be quick, and I was so motivated that I wanted this that it didn't even affect me like that it was gonna be done by a needle. It just was different than a blood draw. So I remember going back there, he sized it down, he did like a stencil, he's like, do you like it? And I immediately loved it. Bobby came back with me and he was sitting and he was like, so like tell me the story behind this tattoo. It looks pretty like a personal heart, like it doesn't look like you just got it off cardstock. I was like, actually Taylor Swift drew this heart for me. I got Christmas presents from her. And meanwhile, I was starting to freak out because I saw him putting all the tools out and all that, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like this is actually happening. Like now I'm starting to freak out a little bit. So anyways, he kept trying to talk to me and I was answering, but I was kind of like shaky and probably giving very half, you know, accumulated answers just because like I was like freaking out, but I was still trying to like stay focused, you know, like on answering him. And I'm glad that he did that because if I had just been sitting there in silence, like looking at Bobby, looking, you know, back at like all that stuff, you know, it could have been worse and I could have like chickened out. But he put the stencil on. He's like, do you like it? I'm like, yes. He's like, okay, hold still. And he was done within 5 minutes. And if you don't have a tattoo, it feels like a cat scratching you. It was very painful. It wasn't as bad as I thought though. So I was very happy that I did it. I immediately loved it. I'll insert a picture here when I was getting it. Bobby took this picture. And I remember I was wearing an outfit that was very similar to when Taylor was Christmas shopping for me. I had a plaid skirt on, a little black top. Anyway, so I walked out and I remember walking out of the tattoo parlor and I just started tearing up. And Taylor has been in my life for so long that it was just such a special moment. Like, oh my God, like I don't have to wear a bracelet every single day anymore on my wrist. I have a heart from Taylor on my wrist that she personally drew for me. And this tattoo, to me, I've never regretted it. In all these years, I've never been like, I wish I hadn't gotten that. Like, every day, I feel like it's just like an accessory on my skin. Like, I absolutely love it. I love it so much. It's such a beautiful, simple heart. That's what it looks like. But this tattoo, no matter what I'm going through, I can kind of just look down and think, I'm special. Taylor Swift loves me. You're always gonna have comfort and someone by your side, no matter what is going on. I could be graduating from high school or I could about to be graduating from college, and no matter what, no matter if you're in you know, some situation that you don't know, if you're confused, you feel lost, just know that you're special to someone, and that's literally what this tattoo has always meant to me. So then I remember we shopped a little bit. I absolutely love my tattoo. It was wrapped. I forget what they called it at the time, but they actually told me to leave the wrapping on for like a couple days. It was like Terraderm? Something like that. It was the wrap that you actually like leave on. Mostly, some of the times you take it after, I think, 24 hours or something like that, and they tell you to take it off and like clean it and stuff, but this was different. So I think they did like the Terraderm on my arm because, you know, your wrist you use a lot. So it's not like if it was on, say, your leg, like if it was on your leg or something, you wouldn't be like moving the side of your leg all the time, but you move your wrist all the time. So I think that's like how they do Terraderm, is like it kind of depends on where it is on your body. So Bobby and I shopped around. Bobby actually came home and spent the night with me, and I remember my mom and we completely dressed up. We went to Olive Garden for dinner, and my mom came home and she absolutely like loved it. She loved my tattoo so much. It was her, Bobby, and I, we went out to dinner at Olive Garden, and my dad came over after dinner because he had to work, so he couldn't join us for dinner, but he came over after he got off. He brought me flowers and he walked up to the door. My mom's laughing, Bobby's laughing, and there was like a little balcony on the upstairs, and Bobby is standing up there on the balcony just like laughing, and my dad's like, what's so funny? Because I told Bobby, I'm like, if anybody's gonna cringe at the fact that I got a tattoo, it's gonna be my dad, like immediately. I like so he came up the door and I'm like, I just showed him my wrist, and he was like, he's like, you did it? I was like, yeah. He's like, I actually didn't think that you were gonna do it. Like, I thought that you were maybe just thinking about it, but like I didn't think you'd actually do it. I said, I was serious, and he started laughing. He's like, I need to process this, like very animated. It wasn't like, oh, I'm out of here, like but he was just like very animated about it. He's like, oh, I need to process this. But anyways, then he gave me a hug, said happy birthday, all that. So then this was the funny part. I will never forget this. And Bobby, bless her heart, she is such a good friend. I am such a paranoid person sometimes. So I was upstairs, I was in the shower, Bobby was in my room, like, I don't know, on her phone, whatever. I was in the shower, I screamed for Bobby. I'm like, Bobby! She comes running in. She's like, what's wrong? I'm like, can you hold my arm outside of the shower? Like, I don't want my tattoo to get wet. It was my first tattoo. It was my baby. It still is my baby, but I was so petrified of messing it up that, I was like, can you just hold my arm? And she's like, girl, you're crazy. No, I am not holding your arm. Just like, you know, stick it away from the water and wash yourself, and like, you know, that's just how you're gonna do it. And I was like so freaked out that I was gonna mess my tattoo up, but I didn't, and I love it so much, you guys. Like, but yeah, that's my story of my tattoo. I have, like I said, never once been like, oh, I regret that so much. Like, I love it so much, and it's my forever accessory. So yeah, that's my tattoo story, and I love you guys. Thanks for listening, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I can do so many story times on this channel. Just let me know. Like, comment down below what you'd like me to talk about, and I could probably talk about it. But I love you guys so much. I hope this video entertained you in some way, and I sincerely hope I see you, yes, you, in the next one.